Yeah, good morning all. First of all, sorry for being late. So today we are having two slots because next week marketing department they are the session. I don't know about the other one. Srilanka will inform, right? Since it's a long weekend, I can't do that. However, marketing lecture will not be there on 6. Right? So we will be starting a new lesson, and today we are going to discuss about the assessments as well. Right? You can first write down the topic marketing environment assessment. Here we are going to learn about mainly business environment and marketing environment. Both are somewhat similar. So can you first tell me what does it mean by environment or business environment? The same. You can say business environment means or the environment means surrounding. So business environment means surrounding of the organization. So we can say factors affecting to business activities. Right? All the factors which will affect to daily business activities will be consistent in business environment. Right? And then marketing environment means again saying factors impacting to marketing activities which will impact to whether they can create a long-term relationship with consumers or not. Right? So that's what we will be learning here. So marketing environment means all the factors which will determine whether we can create a good relationship with consumers or not, whether we can conduct profitable activities in relevant to marketing, whether we can attract consumers. So for all those things, what are the factors impacting? Those are we call marketing environment. Right? So basically, marketing activities or the marketing department success of the area will be dependent on these factors. Right? So then, any idea regarding business environment? Right? We have learned these areas. Mainly, we can divide business environment into different types. Internal environment, then external environment. In external environment also we divide in one category. One name that we are using is micro and macro, or else we call task environment and general environment. So you can first write down the topic business environment. Business environment in there, you can write down surrounding the organization. Surrounding the organization. And this one, marketing environment. Factors impact into marketing activities impact into marketing activities which will determine whether they can maintain long-term relationship with consumers. And here, business environment and marketing environment both same, right? The factors are coming under all these are same. But here we will be learning specifically how those factors can impact into marketing departments. Normally, what we are learning is how these factors can impact the entire business. Here we will be learning about how these factors can impact the marketing department. Okay. So then I will give you the classification of business environment or the marketing environment. Mainly we can divide into two: internal external environment. Again we divide into two: micro and macro. Micro we known as task environment or industry environment. Environment we known as general environment. Then we will be first discussing about internal environmental factors, but mainly when we are talking about marketing aspects, we are going to learn mainly about the external factors. So internal environment, what does it mean? Because in the organization, right? So inside of the organization, what are the examples? Owners, staff, employees, yes. Employees, managers. So basically, when it comes to stakeholders, all the internal stakeholders are the internal. Apart from that, resources, yes. And then organizational culture, organizational structure, those are also coming under internal environment. Right? So the internal environment means environment within the company, or we can say all the factors within the organization which will impact to business activities. In this case, the factors which will impact to marketing activities. Okay? So then when it comes to stakeholders, all the internal stakeholders are coming under internal. Apart from that, company culture, company structure, company resources, technology, all these are also the internal. So you can write down that in a separate topic, internal environment. This is mean by the organizational culture. Or examples that we can see that is through one aspects that we can observe the culture. Culturally, we can say our shared values. So when you visit the company as a consumer, based on what factors that you can observe culture? Let's go. Views of employees, how they treat to customers, yes. Maybe sometimes based on the company layout. So companies are there, they have branches, normally they use the same layout, and even company colors, right? Or else if they demonstrate whatever awards they have won, or maybe pictures on walls, so those are also symbolize culture. So then the organizational culture in the sense basically our shared values and right? Apart from this, other one is organizational structure. That also you can write down. Organizational structure. External environment means they both the factors outside of the organization. Right? In external environment, we divide into two, micro and macro. So the difference is both micro and macro, again, those are outside of the company. But micro environment is somewhat closer to the company than macro environment factors, right? So internal environment is the most closest one. And internal factors we can control, we can change if we want, but external factors we cannot control. But micro factors are closer to the company, that means they are highly impacting to the company than macro factors. That's the only difference. So micro environment basically factors relevant to the industry that we operate or the market that we operate. in that market, in that specific industry. What are the factors we have? Those are we call micro environment. So simply all external stakeholders comes under micro environment. So who are the external stakeholders? Customers, competitors, yes. Government, suppliers, media, general public, right? Any intermediate people. So all those are coming under micro environment. That means those are the key people in the industry. Right? So they are very important to the organization and they have a certain impact to the company. Right? A huge impact and you can write down a micro environment. We call it task environment as well. You can write down examples. One, external stakeholders. That you can write examples, suppliers, consumers, general public. In a separate point, write down this environment includes all the factors and the industry that the company operates. Write down some macro. Environment in there, write down all the other factors relevant to the external environment. Are coming under some of the political factors. Economical factors. That's the categorization of business environment as well as company. Right. The key part of this lesson is we will be learning about different tools that we can use to analyze it. So as a marketer, they have to first understand what is happening in the business environment. Right? How factors will change, how those impact to marketing activities. So to understand that, they have to analyze. So for the analysis part, they will be using different. So here for the internal environment, does anyone know what is the tool that we can use to social analysis? Yes. So previously that's what we have learned, but nowadays it says so it is not a good tool to analyze internal environments. It includes some external factors better. So instead of that, they say sort is better to have an overall understanding about the entire environment. Still we learn sort the internal environment. There is another one called 7S framework, which is we can use for internal analysis, but we will not be learning that. Then for the micro crystal for macro, for micro we are using 5-force analysis, right? So microcoders 5-force analysis. So for the internal, we are using SWOT, and another one called 7S framework. But we are not going to discuss this one. Then for, I think if you are doing management, you will be learning 7S. Marketing, we are not going to discuss that. Then micro, we are using 5-force. Macro crystal analysis. So we will be first discussing about SWOT analysis. In relevant to marketing, the key tools will be 5-force analysis. So we will be discuss that in more detail later. But before that, I will just discuss SWOT analysis. So what does it mean by S? Strengths, and then weaknesses, abilities and trends. So what does it mean by strength? The strengths and weaknesses are relevant to internal environment. So we can simply say strength being the company positive things or the company advantage that they have over competitors, right? While weaknesses are negative points that they have in comparison to companies, right? So opportunities and threats are external environment. So opportunities mean what are the positive things that we can grab from the external environment. while threats mean negative things that will impact with the company activity. Right? So here will be discuss some examples. Before that, I will show you what it includes in the slide. Right. So in 10, yeah, this one, you can see when it comes to strength, the simple definition is what are the internal advantages of the company, what we have in comparison to competitors that we not there in competitors, what you have. Then when you are writing strength, you can consider about your resources and the skills or the capabilities that you have. Right? So strength mainly linked with company resources, company skills, and company capabilities. Right? So you will be learning the later strategic capabilities in some other modules from the first year. So in there you will learn the factors relevant to this as well. Okay. So then you can write down. I will first show you the definitions of all four. Then weaknesses, we can say the simple definition is disadvantages or the negative things, or we can say incapabilities of the company, limitations or deficiency in relevant to resources, skills, or capabilities, right? So then strength and weaknesses, when you are writing strength and weaknesses, you have to think about company resources, company skills, knowledge, and company capabilities, right? So if you have capabilities, if you have resources, that will become a strength. If you have, if you don't have resources or if you have incapabilities, that will lead with weaknesses. Right? Then opportunities and threats. This actually we cannot tell. This is an opportunity for every organization. Now, for example, if I tell technological advancement is an opportunity, that will be a wrong answer because technological advancement can be an opportunity to some organization, while to some it can be a threat. Right? So opportunities and threat, it can depend on again company capability or how they see it. Right now, for example, COVID-19. COVID-19 it was a threat for most of the companies. But some companies consider it as an opportunity to come up with new products and services, right? So in that case, opportunities and threats, we cannot exactly say make opportunity we cannot say. Maybe that's right. opportunities and threats, as I said, it can be dependent on the company capabilities and also how the managers are seeing, right? So then here I will give you a few minutes and think and write down examples for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. If you want, you can consider one more. What we can apply to SAP. Sorry, you can do it to SAP. when you are writing strength and weaknesses, as I told you, you can refer to resources and then skills and also capability. So resources in the sense if we consider about land, labor, materials, capital, or maybe other skills, right? So in general, if we ask to write examples, you can write maybe having a location will be a strength to the company. Then having talented workforce will be a strength. Then having unique materials which are not available with competitors will be a strength. And having sound capital will be a strength, right? Or else in terms of other skills and capabilities, you can write examples. Those are general examples. But if you are doing the SWOT analysis to a specific company, then you have to take from the company point of view, then strength and weaknesses can be different, right? Another one is having brand name or reputation, that also a strength, right? Then weaknesses also you can write opposite of these things, right? If the company is not having enough capacities, if the company is not having enough talented workforce, if they are lacking or if they have a shortage of materials, machines, then all goods are coming with the weakness, right? Opportunities and threats, in general, you can write some examples, but irrelevant to a company, it can be different. So technological advancement for some companies it can be an opportunity, while some of it can be a threat. And then political changes against it. Economical recession mostly will be a threat to companies, right? And if they are finding out the new market space, it will be an opportunity, right? So likewise, you can write examples for opportunities. Any other that you have written? Opportunities. Yes. Yes, growing demand for education as consumer recurrent changes in government support.
Partnership with others.
Yes, partnerships. For other education institutions, they have affiliations, and here also we have in regard to analytics, they have that. So yes, those are the effects. Mainly during competition, the market. Yes. And to here to SAP, we don't have that rate, but other private universities, since they are affiliated with other countries, when those economic recession has happened, it has highly impacted because for affiliation universities, they have to pay royalty, right? So then course fees all has increased. So then it impact to demand, right? So then pricing of courses were little, so then the marketing aspects as well. So then it was a threat to most of the universities when they are in certain position or when the exchange rate has changed. So then yes, those are there. Depend on the company trends. Okay, then we will be learning the key tools related to the external and fund portal. So we will first discuss about 5 is so 5 model. there are 5 factors that we will be learning. So these factors are relevant to the industry, right? So these are relevant to micro environment for the industry that we operate in. So there are 5 forces, so 5 factors. Right? So first one is competitive rivalry. That means existing competitors. Right? So assume you are a company that operates in a certain market, and in that market you may have competitors. So those competitors we call competitive. That means existing. So if we remember SAP, not to SAP actually CA remember. We do have competitors in the market. Those are what we call. And write down that first. In 5 forces, first one is competitive rivalry. There are mainly existing competitors. Existing competitors of the organization. So in which cases competitors can be a threat? What factors will impact to determine whether competitors will be a threat or not? Yeah, actually marketing play a huge role. That means in order to become competitors, they have to attract consumers, right? So we will be discuss about marketing aspects later. So mainly whether the existing competitors will be a threat or not can be dependent on few factors like quality of the product, price of the product, right? Or maybe whether the product is different from competitors or not, whether it is unique or not, right? Some products are there, they are similar. They satisfy same needs. So the uniqueness of the product, quality of product, price of product, and some other factors are there. Switching cost in the sense whether the consumer can easily switch to another company, another shop or not. So when you are going to purchase something, if that company is not having what you expected, you can move to another company or another shop to buy it. So whether you can easily switch or not, that's what we call switching. Whether it includes any cost or not. And consumer loyalty, that means if the company, even though the prices are high, sometimes we buy because of the loyalty that the company, or else because of the brand. Right? So then those factors will determine whether the existing competitors will be a threat or not. The quality of product, price of product, content, ingredients, uniqueness, the brand name of the company. Those are the factors which will determine threat of existing companies. Then you can write down next one, threat of substitutions. We have learned in economics maybe substitution products and other one supplementary products. So what does it mean by substitution? Substitutions. substitutions in the sense products satisfy same need, right? So when you are going to, let's say you are thirsty, then you have different options available, right? You can go for any options. So those whole options satisfy the same need, which we call thirsty. So then in that case, those products will be the substitution. Here we are talking about not products, we are talking about companies. That means some organizations are there. They produce similar products or similar services which satisfy same need. So they are actually competitors as well. Right? So they will become competitive rivals as well as they are substitution. Any example of companies in Sri Lanka which produce similar types of to satisfy same needs? There are some key companies. Is it 1,000? Yes, yes. Yes, they are producing same sort of products. They are multi-level and retail and dialogue, those are considered. And in apparel industry, we have people, right? So then those are what we call examples for substitution. And down under threat of substitutions. Initially means the companies which produce same products and services satisfy same needs. You can write those examples. Third one, threat of new entry or even threat of new entrants. So here the meaning, new companies which will be entered in the market. Okay. Now you are a company already established in the market. So you have existing competitors, you have substitutions. Apart from that, there can be new organizations which will enter the market. I'll take this part of it. Those are what we call new entrants. Okay. So they sometimes can be a threat to your company, sometimes be. It is depend on again different factors. Okay. So have you learned different market structures in different ways? perfect competition, monopoly, oligopolies. So then depend on the market type, whether these new entrants will be a threat or not can be, or else there are some other factors as well. So in some of the markets, there is a thing called barriers to entry. They cannot start a new business. Even though they start a new business, they may not be able to survive because of those barriers, right? So some market types are there are barriers to entry. So if those barriers are there, new entrants will not be a threat to the existing company, right? But if there are no barriers, if anyone can start a new business in that specific market, then obviously those are going to be extinguished. So here you can just write down the meaning, threat of new companies. New companies entering to the market. In another point, you can write down whether new entrants, will be a threat or not. Threat or not depends on barriers to entry. So then you can write down what could be the barriers to entry. That means when a new company is starting, what are the struggles they can face? So what factors will impact them not to enter the difficult. You can think from their resources point of view or the external factors. You can assume that you're going to start a new business. What barriers that you can face? Investments, yes, that's one key thing. Sometimes you have to invest a lot of money, but if you don't have that initial capital, we can write high initial investment cost. Government regulations or government restrictions are there. So, as I told you, in some of the markets, they are allowing only one company to operate, so one company to provide a certain service or product, which we call monopoly market. Right? So that's because the government is only allowing that company to produce that product or service. Right? So in that case, there can be government restrictions. See? Okay. So second one, government restrictions. Another one, if they don't have proper knowledge about the market, they may be able to enter, but sometimes they can sell. Even entering can be difficult if they don't have a strong knowledge about the market, about consumers, about the trends in the market, all those things. So lack of knowledge is another issue. Lack of knowledge. Market space. Yes, that also. They cannot grab the market space. Market domains, yes. Especially it will be hypertension. Yes. There is the one called economy of scale. What is again having here? Economy of scale means basically ability to produce product at low cost. So that economy of scale is there with existing companies. For new companies, they don't have it, right? So economy of scale. You can just write down the meaning, economy of scale. Ability to produce products. At low cost. So if we consider about existing companies, they are already there in the market for a long period of time. So they have connection with different suppliers from where they know where they to buy quality raw material. So maybe quality resources. So they have connection with different suppliers in the sense, due to their long-term relationship, they can purchase quality resources at low price. It depends on the long-term relationship that the company is having with suppliers. They can purchase quality resources at very low price. So if the new company is going to buy same quality materials, they may not be able to buy them at low prices. Since they are new to the market, they don't have much connection with suppliers, so they may not be able to reduce prices, right? So in that case, existing companies, they can purchase quality materials low price, but for them, they have to purchase same materials at high price. The reason is existing companies, they can, due to the long-term relationship they have, they can try to influence the price of product. Okay? So in that case, existing companies, they can produce product at low cost, while new companies, if they are going to produce the same product, their cost will be high. Right? May Colombo produce product, but for existing companies, they can produce it at low cost because they can purchase raw materials at low prices. They know technology, they have equipment tools, they can produce same product at low cost. While new companies, they have to spend high cost. So their cost is low. Here, high cost. In that case, when they are going to sell this product, when normally what they do is they will set the price by thinking of profit. So then assume existing company, they spend 100 rupees per product to produce that product while they had to spend 150. Make the cost. එතකොට profit එකක් තියාගෙන if they are going to set a price, let's say they both want to have 50 rupees profit, right? So this is the cost. So they are going to sell, the selling price 150. If they are going to sell, it will be 200, right? So the reason is their cost is right compared to discount. So if you consider about the selling price, if the both product are same, both product has same quality, as a consumer, which one that you want to buy? The one with low selling price, that means 151, right? So that means for existing companies, since they have the advantage of producing product at low cost, they can set prices low with compared to new entrants, which means they can attract consumers than new. In that case, new entrants will not be a threat. So that's the one barrier for new entrants to survive in the market, that we call economy of scale. Since existing companies can reduce product at cost, their price of the product will be low with compared to new. Okay? So then consumers will be attracted to existing companies than new. Right? So you can write down this example by using your own words. Expect the bargaining power of consumer. The meaning is ability of consumer to influence the price of the product. So when they are going to purchase, they can influence the seller to reduce the price of product or service. That's we call bargaining. Right? So normally when we are going to buy something, in some of the shops we try to reduce prices when we have to buy. That's what we call bargaining. We can influence to reduce the price. We consider we have a high bargain. Okay. So then you can write down on the day this one. affordability of the consumer. Ability of the consumer to influence seller. To reduce price of products. Reduce price of products or services. So you can write bargaining power supporter. So in there, so customer means the person who will buy final product. Supplier in the sense the people who will provide resources to the company. Okay. Supplier means the people who will provide raw material and other resources to the company. Okay. So here supplier bargaining power means ability of supplier to influence the company to change prices. The sense they would try to increase price of raw materials, right, or the resources. So in here, we consider the company. We have consumers. So company will sell final products. Consumers. So consumers will try to reduce price of products. So if they can reduce, that's the bargaining power of consumer. Then we have suppliers. Supplier means the people who will provide raw materials or maybe other resources to the company. Not only raw materials, other resources as well. So then they will try to increase price of raw materials or resources the profit. So if whether they can sell resources to the company at high price, that's we call bargaining power of support. Okay. So this they will try to increase price. You can just write down the definition. Bargaining power of support. Meaning is ability of supplier influence the company. We influence the company to buy resources. At high price. You can write down this down as there are some factors impacting bargaining power that we will discuss on the day. Okay, in relation to bargaining power, that's what we were discussing. So, in relation to bargaining power of consumer and supplier, there are some factors which will determine whether the bargaining power is high or low. Why we are going to go a small here. Here it includes one of the factors. Okay. So you have to just think now. For example, a question says consumer bargaining power is high. When number of consumers of the organization, you want to think whether it is high or low. Again, consumer bargaining power increase when number of consumers that are trying to pay productivity of the organization. Like this, you have to market. Take 2 minutes and do these 2 questions. Then So you will see the answer. So here what is asking consumer bargaining power is high in the sense they can influence the supplier to reduce prices. So first one, number of consumers of the organization. When it is high or low, they can have low. When number of consumers are low, bargaining power is consumers are low in the sense, now here we are talking about bargaining power of individuals. Right? So assume there are two companies, so in one organization, so if there are two organizations and in one organization, they have only 10 consumers. Right? For this company, they have only 10 consumers, while in other company, they have 1,000 consumers. Right? So then one customer came and they are asking to reduce prices. Right? So then if company A say, no, we are not going to reduce prices, then this customer can go to another company. Which means they will lose one customer, one loyal customer, which means they will have only 9 customers. Then here also same, if one consumer asks to reduce prices and they don't like to it, they will switch to another company to buy the same product at low prices. Right? So in this case, if they have missed one consumer, which company will be more impacted? Company A, right? Both will have an impact. But since company A is having only less number of consumers, they will be impacted high with compared to other companies. So in that case, they will try to keep their consumers even by selling product at the prices that consumers are expecting. Right? So in that case, when number of consumers are low to the company, consumer may have high bargaining. So then when there are less number of consumers, consumer bargaining power is high. Then switching cost. When switching cost is low, bargaining power is high. That means they can easily switch. In that case, they can influence the subsidy. Then size of the order, large. When we are purchasing bulk products, we try to reduce prices. And number of substitutions in the market. When there are many substitutions, the consumer have the option to choose. Then there are many options to choose. So in that case, they will have high bargaining. Then if we go to supplier, what's the first one? Number of suppliers. Number of suppliers, when there are low number of suppliers, supplier bargaining power is high. Then switching cost, that means switching cost of the company. Then they are high. Switching cost is high, means they cannot go to any other suppliers. They have high cost of switching from one supplier to another. In that case, supplier has the bargaining. Size of supplies. Size of supplies, it should be small. Real one? Uniqueness. So when the product is unique, bargaining power is high. So that those are the factors that will be determining whether the bargaining power is powerful. Then final tool, test level analysis. So So here we have political factors, economical, other factors. So what are the examples for political factors that impact to government activities? Marketing activities. Tax rates, yes. There are government changes, that's what main impact. So due to government changes, there will be tax rate changes, regulation changes, right? So those are what to impact into companies in terms of political. First, economical, exchange rates, interest rate, so those will be impacted to prices of products. Inflation or inflation, and even demand and supply changes, and then the income level of consumers. Right? So those are economic factors. Social in the sense factors relevant to society or the consumers, general public. So mainly trends in society, consumer preference changes, those will impact to company product and services demand, right? So apart from that, population changes in some countries like China, they have a more elderly population than others. So depend on that, they have to come up with products. Okay? So those are what comes under social and technological. What are the technological? Mainly technological advance, right? To the changes in the technology that we will be using, right? So we will be discussing specifically relevant to marketing after season session. So I'm just giving you general information. Then environmental factors in that sense, environmental changes, there can be climate changes. In other countries, we have similar changes, right? But from that, when we do our activities, we have to consider about environmental pollution, those aspects, and political in the sense, law, mainly consumer protection law, employment law, and business law, these are what we have. So you can write down, I will give you some general factors under these, right? So in political, you can write government, and regulation changes. One economical. Interest rate, exchange rate, demand and supply. Price changes. Now, income level. Social, trends in society. Trends in society, consumer preferences. Consumer preferences. The population changes. Technology. Technological advancement. Environmental. Environmental, you can write climate force, seasonal changes. Changes and environmental pollution. One legal. You can write examples of laws. Consumer protection law. Employment law. Those are the general examples. Then here I will give you a small activity. Try to find out so here try to find out what are the trends in this environment that we have done which can impact to marketing activity. Right? If you want, we can discuss. No need to explain, just in point form, right now. What are the trends in environment or what are the changes in environment which impact to marketing activity? See environment impacting to marketing activity. ఇక్కడ You can mark this. This is for today, this session. అలాగే లాస్ట్ వీక్ देखिए वो आएगी मटर इंस्टाग्राम की यार देखती हूँ I think you will not be able to come through far time in the past ini saya bila देखना है waktu itu speak and manually mark कराने వాళ్ళకి surnames here. Surname. Basic. Internet. 15. Make it. It's right. Surname එක තියෙන්නේ. It's surname එක. Rashmi. Make it. 11. Anita hari nේද? Surname නේද? Make it. 17.
17. The password
Registration. Have you done 30? Of this second. Two name the number. Number 2. Registration number 2. Have you done right factors? Factors we will discuss the way session, and we are going to do a case study as well. So mostly in your paper also, there will be a case study in perspection, which is compulsory. I will explain that paper. We'll be doing that case study and we'll be discussing about how these factors specifically will impact to market interest, okay? Right? And also I will explain about your assessments. Okay, then you can have the break. So after 1 hour, you can